Hey everyone, today I want to talk a little bit about security, but not the typical security that I talk about like endpoint security, network security, email security, none of that. I want to talk about application security. So I saw a report that said only about 10% of enterprises actually test all of their critical applications. And that I feel that's a big deal. If you're not testing your critical applications and those are going out in the world, that's a vulnerability that you have to your enterprise, to your organization. And I think some of the reasons that companies are not testing those applications, they're not ensuring they're secure, is because of a few reasons. I think sometimes maybe securing applications is an afterthought. I think sometimes there's a perceived cost or requirement that maybe you need. Maybe it's very expensive to do. In some cases, it might be. Maybe you need an additional headcount, and that's just really hard to get approved. Or you might also feel that it could delay, your applications being, being launched, being put out into the world. And all those, I think, are concerns that organizations have. However, they may be not totally founded. So I met with a company called Varicose last week, and they actually have a great service. It's a cloud-based, very secure service that allows you to secure your applications. It will check for vulnerabilities as you develop. So your developers are working on the application during the day. They go home at night, and you can have Varicose solution, their service, actually check that so that when they come in the morning, they can get a report and see what might need to be updated, what may need to be fixed, what vulnerabilities there might be. Another thing is a lot of organizations have third parties doing development for them. And how are you checking that there's no vulnerabilities or even malicious code? That may happen with some organizations, some overseas especially. I think there was a flashlight app maybe a couple of years ago that after a while found out, wow, they're taking a lot of data, and I think that data off of your phone, off of everyone's phone, so it was using that flashlight app, was going, I want to say, to China. So how are you making sure that those things are not causing a vulnerability with your applications, aren't putting your users, your customers, your employees' data at risk? If you're working with third-party libraries, if you're working with open source code, those are other areas that you need to check. And Vericode is able to do that for you. I think it's a really great solution, a really great service that you should definitely look into. Make sure that your applications are secure, that's not an entry point for a hacker, for somebody with malicious intent that's going to get your name, your organization name, put in the headlines. So I'll include some information on that research, as well as some of the solutions from Vericode in the resources. If you've used Vericode, if you've run into or any of their competitors, there's a couple out there, or if you've run into issues with your applications, please share in the comments. I hope this was helpful. Thanks so much for watching.